Episode 4. The community had been on the island for just over a year. The baby was growing well and was smiling at everyone. The mother had healed and her energy had returned. She treasured the gifts that had been made for her child and she had placed them all around the cradle. Since the welcome day, there had been another important occasion. The captain, who had been keeping his log, just as he had done on the ship, had reminded everyone that they'd been on the island for almost a year. The anniversary of the shipwreck would occur, he told them one evening, in a few days' time. So discussion went on about how should we mark this day? Should it be a holiday? Should it be a celebration? Should we tell stories of what happened on that first shipwreck moment? Should we talk about what's happened in this last year? Is it a celebration to have lasted for 1 year on this island? Or is it tinged with sadness still? Is there a sense of hope that is there for the future? And so it's discussed and decided what we'll do to mark the anniversary. And that all took place a little while ago. But one morning, not long after the anniversary, the captain rang the ship's bell. When we'd first come on shore from the ship, the bell had been hung in a tree ready to be rung to call everyone to food in the evening. But now it had a smart, sturdy wooden stand near the fire. Everyone was taken by surprise with this sound. The bell had never been rung in the morning. People hurried towards the sound. There were seats now around the proper fire pit. The giant sails from the ship had been fastened together and stretched over a sturdy frame to keep the community dry in the evenings. Strips of split wood had been woven between the supporting poles to give some protection from the wind. The side facing the sea was slowly being plastered with mud. Eventually it would all be sealed. Now this gathering place around the fire pit, had become an important part of the community's life. They had invested resources in it. They had invested time in creating this fire pit and the seats and the sails and the stands. Yes, they gave time to invest in their own homes, but they also valued this gathering place where they would sit and they would eat and share their stories together. Now people came running to the meeting place. When everyone was seated, the captain held up something. He held up a necklace of shells. He was looking very solemn. Everyone recognised it. It was a gift given to baby Leslie at the welcome ceremony. This was the necklace of shells into which everyone had whispered their hopes and their good wishes. So much time had been spent carefully boring a hole into each shell and starting again if one cracked. This gift meant something to everyone. Leslie's parents had discovered it was missing and told the captain that morning. The captain had his suspicions about what had happened. He had conducted a search and it was found soon after in Fred's hut. Discussion broke out, a reaction to what had just been said by the captain. Was this a theft? Had somebody stolen it? Had Fred stolen it? Or was it just planted in Fred's hut by somebody else? If Fred did take it, did he take it for a reason? And discussion developed around the themes of justice, of punishment, and maybe even of forgiveness. You see, there were some, when they heard the story, were very keen to punish someone who had done such a despicable thing. where others were a little bit more compassionate, as they recognised that sometimes people make mistakes, sometimes people make bad choices, but others were vehement in their opinions that whoever had done this should be punished, and punished severely. You see, there were some who were saying, if we find out who it was, this person should be punished in such a way that they should be excommunicated from our community, either by sending them off the island or just sending them to a part of the island where nobody lives. Whereas others were, well, maybe we should punish, but maybe just a small punishment. Whereas others were saying, well, don't we all make mistakes? Should we not find out why this person has done it? Is that not important? Discussion goes on for a long period of time. And then the captain tells them that Fred admits to taking the necklace. And then we get into a discussion about what should happen to Fred. Even although he has confessed, should he be punished or not? It's now for the community to think about. And one person speaks out and says, well, hold on, we cannot punish Fred because we have no rules. We have no laws on this island. And that creates another set of discussions. That's the end of episode 4. I hope you are working on your journal and that you've got all your notes from all the episodes 1, 2, 3 and now 4. If you haven't taken notes from today, just go back to the beginning, watch it again, make some notes so that you've got information for your journal. In whatever way you're doing your journal, I hope it's fantastic, I hope it's creative, and that you feel proud about how you're putting it together. And I look forward to seeing them. Now, I mentioned a couple of things in this episode that would be very important for you to recognise. One, I use the name Leslie to describe the child, the baby. Now, I've chosen that because it's a name that can be either a boy or a girl. You might have chosen a name already, which is fine. You might want to decide that your baby that has been born is a boy or is a girl, and you might want to name it in a particular way, and that's fine as well. The second thing is that the anniversary is mentioned. So give a little bit of talk about discussion and sort of thought around how would the community celebrate 1 year, and show that in your journal. It may well be that you design something, or it may well be you just tell a story of what happened on that anniversary, because it is very important. And then lastly, I've left you at the end of episode 4 with a discussion about what rules and laws should be happening in the island. What I want you to do at that point, obviously you show the discussion, but then what 5 rules do they decide on? What 5 rules does everybody have to follow? Now, you might attach punishments, and that's fine if you want to, or you might just want to do the 5 rules. Then please do that and include that in your journal. I hope you're doing okay. I look forward to seeing you in episode 5, which will come into Go for Schools in 2 days' time. So look out for that, and take care.